everybody, and welcome to our week number 10 recording of a live stream. So obviously we're not meeting this week because we have a campus-wide flex day, but I did want to kind of go over some of the reminders for this week and give you the extra credit question and make sure you're feeling good about everything. So it'll be kind of short and sweet, but thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. We are right here, week number 10, which is so hard to believe that we are this far into the semester. So let's talk a little bit about what we have going on this week. This week, we are looking at chapter 11. We have discussion number 10, and then we have homework assignment number 3. And then, of course, you have the extra credit option. I will give you that question. You don't have to join a live stream this week. You can just answer it if you're watching this. But as always, you're going to want to do 3 things: read chapter 11 in the textbook, read through the lecture, and then watch the lecture video, as always. So this week, if we look at chapter 11, we're looking a little bit more at experiments. So we introduced the idea of experiments last week. Now we're talking about like confounding and obscuring variables. Threats to internal validity are a big topic of this week. How do we view zero effects and so on? On the Beyond the Book page, I have a little bit about regression to the mean. I got to bring up football this week, which was very exciting, looking at touchdown regression. I found a really helpful table that I wanted to include. It summarizes so nicely these different internal threats to validity. I think this is a really helpful diagram, and I wanted you to take a look at it a little bit more. And then, as always, here are the key terms to know for the exam from chapter 11. So make sure that you read through that, look through the image that I have for you, watch the lecture video, and take notes. For discussion number 10 this week, as always, you have my instructions and my video, which I hope you watch because I do give you some tips and suggestions. But this one, you're going to read about this little experiment below and then answer some questions related to the content from chapter 11 on threats to internal validity, also kind of building on what we covered last week. So you're going to look at this little experiment done by Professor Beach and then identify the independent variable and its levels or conditions. What's the dependent variable? How's it being measured? Did Professor Beach use a between subjects or within subjects design? Which of the following best describes the design used? Was it post-test only, pre-test, post-test, repeated measures, or concurrent measures? And explain. Identify and explain one possible threat to internal validity and how it could possibly be addressed. And that's something that we're kind of covering this week in chapter 11. And then I want you to discuss the external validity. Can Professor Beach's results be generalized to other groups? Why or why not? And make sure, as always, you not only reply to my questions, but also to one of your classmates. Really elaborate and show off your knowledge. This is your chance to do that. Think about it as more like a mini paper. We also have a homework assignment this week, our 3rd out of 4. So it is worth 25 points, more than a discussion. So make sure that you are spending some time on this. When you're ready, you're going to be submitting it right here through the Start Assignment link. It is due by this Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. And the point of this one is to give you more experience with analyzing an APA-style journal article. So this should be like 2 to 3 pages, standard margin, standard font, APA-style kind of stuff. Make sure you number and label your responses so that I know what question you're answering. Make it really easy for me to figure out what you're answering. So what you're doing for this is you're going to be reading the article that you can find on the previous page called Physical Order Produces Healthy Choices, Generosity, and Conventionality, whereas Disorder produces creativity. Once you read that article, you're going to then answer these questions that are right here. You're going to answer 6 questions about experiment number 1. And then six questions, the same ones, about experiment number 2. So read through the article, and then you're going to identify the independent variable and its levels, the dependent variable and how it's being measured. We've been doing this a lot, so hopefully you're starting to settle into a routine with that. What kind of study is this? Is it between or within subjects design? You're going to think about construct validity and respond to these questions, internal validity and respond to these, and external validity and to these. So we're kind of building on everything that we have learned. I'm looking that you can put it all together and take an experiment and analyze these different elements. And then you're going to do the same thing for the second experiment in the study. Identify the independent variable and its levels, a little different. The dependent variable, how it's being measured, what kind of design, construct, internal and external validity. So spend some time on this. It should be a couple of pages all in all. Again, make sure that you are numbering your responses and answers so that I can find your answers very easily and know which one you are addressing. So that is due this week, along with the discussion. You have an extra credit opportunity. I will, you're obviously watching this, which I posted right here, but your extra credit question for this week, if I pull this up for you, I'm just going to highlight it right here. And sorry for all the extra information that's on here. What are the three main threats to internal validity that we reviewed and previously discussed? What are the three main threats to internal validity that we reviewed and previously discussed? That is your extra credit question for this week. You can still answer it even though we don't have our traditional live stream. And you'll do that right here where it says optional Twitch extra credit number 10. You can click start assignment up at the top, and then you can type your response and hit submit and get your confetti burst and then trophies. Excellent. So hopefully all of that is really clear. Make sure you get going on the materials for this week, week number 10. If I scroll back down to where we are at, I know you didn't have an opportunity to ask me any questions live this week, but we will pick up and resume next week. And of course, you can always email me if you think of something that you're confused about or need more information on. So I hope all of you are doing well as we near the midpoint of October. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will look forward to seeing you all next week for our week number 11 Twitch live stream. All right, everyone, take care. Have a good day.